My sister laughed when she said it. Relax, gentlemen. She's just the baker. The room followed her lead. A dozen decorated generals in polished uniforms. Medals catching the chandelier light. Important men with expensive watches and dangerous secrets. And me, standing quietly behind a 3-tier cake, holding a silver knife, wearing a white apron dusted with flour, invisible. That was always Emily's favorite trick. Make me small. Make me harmless. For most of my life, she was very good at it. I kept my expression soft. Professional, the way a caterer would. But inside, I counted heartbeats. 30 seconds. That's how long it would take. Emily and I didn't always hate each other. Growing up, she was the sun in every room. Bright, loud, untouchable. I was the quiet one who followed behind her shadow. She called me Mouse, not cruelly. Just casually. Like it was a fact. Mouse baked cookies. Mouse cleaned the kitchen. Mouse stayed quiet when adults talked. I learned early that silence lets you hear things others miss. Secrets, patterns, weakness. Emily loved attention. I loved observation. 2 different talents. Only one of them ages well. Years later, Emily married power. Senator Daniel Ross, a rising star with sharp suits, perfect speeches, and a handshake that lingered half a second too long. The wedding was a political spectacle. Military leaders, intelligence officials, lobbyists. Emily moved through the crowd like a queen. I worked the dessert table. No one noticed the quiet baker. Except the FBI. 3 months after the wedding, Agent Morales approached me outside my bakery. He ordered a lemon tart. Then he slid a folder across the counter. Inside were photos. Emily, the senator. Foreign diplomats who were never supposed to be photographed together. Money transfers. Private meetings. A network. Espionage. We believe your sister is the broker, Morales said calmly. The senator is the delivery system. I stared at the photos. Emily's smile looked the same as when we were children. Confident. Untouchable. She'll never suspect you, Morales added. He was right. Emily had spent 30 years convincing herself I was nothing. The first time she asked me to cater one of her events, I almost laughed. Just a small dinner, she said over the phone. Military brass. Important donors. Try not to embarrass me. I accepted immediately. That night I started baking. And listening. Caterers hear everything. Guests talk freely when they think the help doesn't exist. Contracts. Weapons shipments. Diplomatic favors. Every event gave the Bureau another piece of the puzzle. I became their ghost. Agent Vance. Though Emily never learned the name. But espionage networks don't collapse with whispers. They collapse with proof, which is why tonight mattered. Tonight was the exchange. Generals from 3 commands. The senator. And Emily orchestrating it all from the center of the room. The cake was my idea. 3 tiers. Vanilla sponge. Raspberry filling. Inside the base layer sat something far more valuable than dessert. A listening device designed to capture every word spoken within 20 feet. The kind of evidence that ends careers. Or freedom. Emily inspected the cake earlier, of course.
She poked the frosting like a suspicious queen.
What's inside? She asked. Raspberry, I said. She rolled her eyes. Try not to poison anyone, Mouse. Old habits. Back in the ballroom, the generals laughed at her joke. Just the baker. Perfect. The cake knife felt cold in my hand. 20 seconds. The conversations around me were getting careless. Coordinates. Dead drops. Payment confirmations. The device was transmitting everything. 10 seconds. Emily raised her champagne glass. To partnerships, she said. The generals lifted theirs. I lifted the knife. Then the doors opened. The room went silent. Director Halstead of the FBI walked in like he owned the building, because in that moment he did. Agents followed him, calm, efficient. No shouting. Just inevitability. Emily's smile faltered. The senator turned pale. Director Halstead walked straight to me. He didn't say a word. He simply took the knife from my hand. Then he cut himself a slice of cake. The room watched in stunned silence as he tasted it. He nodded slowly, looked around at the frozen generals. Then he spoke. Excellent work, Agent Vance. The title landed like a bomb. Every head turned toward me. Emily stared as if she'd seen a ghost. No, she whispered. Her voice trembled for the first time in her life. Mouse? I met her eyes. Calm, steady. Not anymore. Agents moved through the room. Cuffs clicked. Evidence was secured? The senator tried to argue. Emily didn't. She just kept staring at me, trying to understand how the quiet sister she ignored had dismantled her empire. Later, after the arrests, after the statements, after the cameras, I returned to my bakery. Flour on the counter, sugar in the air, simple things. Agent Morales stopped by the next morning. He ordered the lemon tart again. Feels strange, doesn't it? He said. Ending it? I thought about Emily's face in that ballroom. Shock, betrayal, the exact emotions she'd built her life on giving others. No, I said. I wiped my hands on my apron. It feels precise. Justice isn't loud. It's patient. It waits. And sometimes it wears an apron and carries a cake knife. Because the most dangerous person in the room is the one everyone forgets is there.